Hello and welcome to my channel, Bevvy with Beth. I'm Beth, and here on this channel I talk all about polycystic ovarian syndrome, the symptoms, how to cope with them, and how my personal journey with PCOS is going. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below to catch my videos every single week. And today we're going to be talking about insulin. So this is another video that is like a remake where I have spoken about insulin and more specifically insulin resistance on this channel before, but I didn't do it in an overly concise manner. And with the new series of hormones that I've been doing and having a new series explaining all the different hormones in our system, I felt this was a good opportunity to make a more concise and informative video about insulin and put it together for you in a way that's much better to digest. And today we're going to be talking about insulin. So I am actually here drinking again some of the delicious Sisterhood tea. I did another order recently when she had an offer celebrating a milestone, I think. And so again, her website will be linked down below because this tea is amazing. In this one, I want to talk about insulin, but I am going to talk briefly about insulin resistance as well, which is a bit different to the other hormones that we've had. So insulin, first of all, is an anabolic hormone that helps with glucose uptake. It does do some other things as well, but the main thing is what it does in our body is when we eat something that is sugary, whether it's actual sugar, something that contains sugar such as fructose in fruit, or something that is made out of a carbohydrate such as bread or pasta that will be converted into sugar during the digestion process, then the insulin kicks in and takes that sugar and directs the cells to accept the sugar to use for energy. Our body is very good at regulating the amount of insulin that's in our bloodstream in comparison to the amount of sugar. And the idea is we want our blood sugar levels to be nice and stable. So the more sugar we eat, the more insulin we produce. And once that sugar has been processed by the cells, accepted by the cells, ready to be used as energy, then the insulin levels come back down again. So of course, what happens when we have insulin resistance is our blood sugar levels stay too high for too long. Now, this could be as a result of eating a lot of sugary foods, but it also kind of becomes a perpetual cycle when also our cells stop receiving the sugar. And what happens is we eat some sugar, or food is converted into sugar by our digestive system. Insulin is produced by our body. It picks up that sugar and takes it to a cell and says, here's some sugar to use for energy. And the cell says, I'm not interested, please go away. What that means is our blood sugar levels remain high despite the presence of insulin. And our body then automatically thinks the problem is we don't have enough insulin. So we start to produce some extra insulin, which means that cell is now receiving like a double call where it's had the first call, now it's having the second and a third call. And eventually our cells shut down and just say, no, we're not talking to insulin anymore. So of course, one of the best ways then to reduce insulin is to reduce the amount of sugar that's eaten. That tends to be kind of the first thing that helps with it. One of the biggest problems with having insulin resistance is that we're not receiving the energy from sugar like we should. So whereas on the one hand, our body is saying we don't want sugar, it's saying we don't want insulin, but that automatically results in we don't want sugar, right? We can't accept sugar into our cells unless we have insulin as an intermediary. So when the cells reject insulin, they're also rejecting sugar, which means they're very low in energy. And that means our body is receiving a signal that we need more energy, which for human beings as food, right? We get our energy from food. So whilst we're having an insulin, like a high blood sugar level, produce more insulin signal going on On this hand, we've also got the cells sending signals saying we haven't got any energy, we need to eat more. And this is where the binge eating cycle is so common in PCOS and insulin resistance, because we're getting these dual signals all the time. And another reason that can become a big problem when it comes to our energy is that the presence of insulin in the blood also signals to any cells that have been converted to fat cells for storage. They see insulin in the bloodstream and say, oh, we've got sugar in the bloodstream. We don't need to unlock our energy because there's already energy floating around in the bloodstream. So we're going to keep ourselves locked down. Our body's not going to need the fat that we have stored here right now. We'll remain a nice little fat store until all that blood sugar has gone. And then if we need energy, we can release our energy. So we have no access to our stored energy, no access to the energy that we're eating from sugar, but constant desire for more energy because our cells aren't getting what they need. The best way to resolve those kind of issues and to immediately start seeing some great results is to reduce the amount of sugar that we are eating. This will automatically reduce the amount of insulin in the blood and will help some of those fat cells to be opened up to be used for energy. And I won't get into the big adventure that we need to go on to help with our insulin resistance. I just wanted to give a brief idea of what insulin is and how it works, and a very basic explanation of why it can be an issue for people with insulin resistance. Definitely by reducing the amount of added sugar, processed sugar, pure sugar that we're consuming is a must. Also increasing the amount of fiber that we're eating instead of sugar, so that we can still eat fruits and things that are nice and fibrous, but we're not absorbing that as sugar directly, so it won't affect our blood sugar levels quite so badly. And also, of course, pairing any sugar that we do eat or any carbohydrates that we do eat with some protein and or fats to help the whole digestion process slow down, which will also help to release sugar in a much prolonged and gentler manner, which can also really help. I have other videos kind of helping with the low GI foods and pairing with snacks and all that kind of thing. So definitely check those out. I hope you found this video helpful. Leave any questions or comments down below for me, or if there's a particular hormone or system in the body that you want me to talk about and research more, then again, leave me a comment to let me know what it is you'd like to see. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.